All right, hello, welcome back. And this is the first week using the improvised or improved actually strategy, and this is actually working a lot better than before. And so this is mostly what I am going to use from now on until probably not. I'm not going to change it anymore. And this has worked this week, and I know 1 week is not a long time frame to see if it has worked, but I think it was just that small adjustment, and now we are good. And so let's see how we have done. So this is the week's performance before expenses, just pure percentages, right, on trades. So we see we started off the 23rd earning around a little under 0.25, which is quite good. And then we increased it and then we earned all the way up to around 0.5, so we gained it, almost doubled it. We kept on earning, and then we slowed down towards the 26th, 27th. 26th, 27th. On the 27th, it was a pretty red day, and so that day was good that I minimized losses and actually gained. So comparison to Nasdaq. So this is what I meant by to the 27th. The 27th went quite down. However, you can see we are the red, and so the red always it's still on a positive trend upwards. So we are after fees this week we have performed 1.23%, and Nasdaq was 0.78. So, and then we also outperformed around 60% of days this week. Later on, because there's going to be multiple weeks, I'm going to do the total days outperform. Right now it's the same, as it's only been 1 week. But yeah, so it's still 60%. Here we have the comparison to S&P. Nasdaq did quite better than the S&P this week, so we just kind of rode that all the way up, easily beating it. So the week's performance was 1, 2, 3, 3, and then S&P did 0.419, so almost half of what Nasdaq had around there. And we outperformed it 4 out of 5 days. One day I think S&P had a pretty good recovery or around there, so we didn't really need to get that. We were already on top, so it's not much to worry about. Next, so yeah, total days 80%. Right now, Dow Jones. So Dow Jones, it took a pretty hard dip on the 25th. We were not affected by that. So 0.637. In the end, it did outperform the S&P this week, which is quite impressive for it. And we outperformed 60% of days for Dow. So total days 60%. Now this is a comparison with all of them in the same chart, and it's important for me to say that this has compounding in it, so it's not just percentages, and that if you would have inputted the same amount of capital at the beginning, this is where you would be. And so you can see here QQQ it actually beat us at one point, and then later it totally dropped back down, and pretty much I was here not sure about that, so then I just took on this gain, and then I was like, okay, let's just wait it out a bit, and then I earned on some small short positions. You can see Dow took a huge hit down, and then it did a good recovery back up, in the end outperforming the S&P for this week. And yeah, pretty good. So daily percent gains this week 0.21, 0.39. We really want 0.17 is actually that's kind of our baseline. That's pretty good. So if we're anything above that, that's good. The first 3 days were really good. Then the fourth day, it was still good, and then the fifth day we were pretty much neutral, which is good considering everything mostly went down that day. So this is a weekly daily percent gain. So what were the daily percent gains each day? So for the first day, we pretty much outperformed each one. Yellow here is Nasdaq, then you got SPY, S&P green, and Dow Jones is blue. On the second day, we did not outperform QQQ or Nasdaq, but we did outperform SPY and Dow Jones. Then on the third day, here we outperformed pretty much everything again. QQQ barely kind of stayed positive, but Dow took a huge hit. With the S&P also fell down because of that. Then on the fourth day here, I did not pick up on the gains, but I wasn't really worried as much because I already gained quite a lot here. And so overall markets went up that day, but then the following day, everything mostly went down except Dow. And so that pretty much, as Dow already took a huge hit here, ended slightly above S&P, and we were still beating it. and then QQQ mostly lost most of its gains from the 26th. So pretty good considering we're the only one that hadn't gone negative any single day, because here we have Dow going negative, here we have S&P going negative, and here we have QQQ going negative. And S&P went negative twice. So green days, only positive days for now. This will be total too. I'll switch that later. Here we have week's fees around 16 cents. It's probably going to be lower in the following weeks. This was just because of mostly it was just some extra trades really that weren't supposed to happen, mostly because of some settling issues and stuff. So I don't expect it to affect. It should probably be around the 10-cent range. And so overall portfolio return after fees is 1.233. I said it before, I think it was in another slide, but this is like the total, and then the other slides have like the week's performance return. So like if I go back, let's go back over here. So like in this part, it's like 1.23, but it would just be this week. So the next week, let's say in the next week we gain 0.5, it'll be 0.5, and at the end it will be around 1.73. But yeah, so I think that's pretty much everything for now. Looking forward to this coming week. But yeah, if you have any questions, say them in the comments, and see you later. Bye.